when you put good things out into the universe, good things come back to you.
Yeah.
Is that always going to happen? Of course not. But the general scope, it's hard. It's hard to beat.
You did things the right way. Like last year, I was telling you about how I want to sell my townhouse for because increase in value, and you were telling me not to sell it yet because I was saying it went up in value. I could sell it, I could buy another house or maybe two. But since I had such a good rate on it, you were telling me to wait.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked a lot of people out of not buying, not selling. That's part of being a professional and trying your best to put yourself in your client's shoes because there's a lot of people that are out there just for like a quick sale, but I'm here for the long term. I don't want to be here to walk around the street. This guy is I screwed this guy over.
The winning lifestyle is not for everybody, but somebody's got to live it. Or anything like
I was gonna put it on the back.
Yeah, it's gonna get you, man. I mean, Florida, we're out here in the swamp, dude.
Swamp.
Every man for himself.
Yeah.
This is a 2-in-1 with sunscreen too, or I don't know.
Perhaps. I don't know.
It smells pretty good too. Yeah, gotta look good. Alrighty. Do you want the mic here or closer to you? Because we could turn it up if it's that far out. There we go. I think that should be good here.
Sounds good.
You want to count us off?
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the winning lifestyle, everybody.
Still playing.
Playing. Okay.
If there's another plane, fine. But let's just not start it with it.
Yeah. I had one that was like a big car alarm was going off in the back, for almost the whole video. And we were just like, fuck it, we're doing it.
You're like that deep in the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we should start it formally, right?
Well, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Actually, then you start.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the winning lifestyle, everybody. This is your host, David Chen, and my co-host, Chaz Ultra.
What's happening?
And again, we have another winner on our podcast. He is a realtor. He's a winning lifestyler. So this is Dave Zembala.
What's up, guys?
Dave.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Man, you too.
Yes, Dave here. I met him like 3 years ago on Zillow, and he helped me purchase my first property. Then I recently just bought another one in DeLand. So he's been a major part in this process. He does all the heavy lifting. I haven't met him until today, actually.
Yeah, in person. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nice. Thank you so much for having me in your house.
Absolutely, man. Nice to finally meet you, man. And I'm glad you guys were able to actually make it across the continent for us.
Yeah, right.
It was not easy, but we're here.
So how did you get into real estate?
Let's see. So I was actually, one of my first jobs out of college was mortgages. So I did mortgages for 4 years and the recession hit and it was very challenging. I went into corporate recruiting for a couple years. That was challenging also, but it was rewarding. It was pretty cool helping people with an important part of their life and finding out what's important to them in the job and trying to link them up with companies and trying to help companies find good people. So I really enjoyed that. I like the corporate world to some degrees. And then I think after a couple of years, I was ready for a change and I wanted to find something that was still, I can make a big impact in someone's life, have the ability to make a decent living and not be behind a desk. So I was looking at a lot of different options. A friend of mine wanted to kind of have me be his mentor, take me under his wing. So I said, okay, yeah, sure. I'll give it a shot. And never really thought about real estate as a career growing up or anything like that. And that was in 2010. So I've been doing it for, 14, 15 years now. And then almost 20 years total if you count the mortgage stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, man, it's great. And Florida is a good place to do it. So.
Yeah, for sure. I always tell everybody, you got to invest in Florida. And I've been recommending your name to a lot of people. I don't know if anybody actually followed through with anything.
I'm not sure if I've talked to any of your folks yet. It's all good.
But yeah, you probably got a pretty big roster of people hitting you up for houses.
I'd say it's you've been in it for this long, you just treat people the right way. That's, I would say 90% of my business now is by referral.
Yeah.
But Zillow was a big part of my business for a long time. That's how I met a lot of my clients.
Oh, do you still use Zillow?
I don't. I mean, I have my listings on Zillow, and we do some enhanced listings there. But in terms of actually paying for leads and stuff like that, I don't do that.
Yeah. And then also like the intro, I feel like it's almost more awkward introducing because
Yep.
like we had a steady conversation before that,
Right.
and then all of a sudden I'm like I have to introduce him, and then I didn't get your what do you call it, the accolades or how you like to be introduced, like realtor, and I was like I just made some stuff up. Innovator, or how would you?
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm pretty low key.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal how you introduce me.
Yeah.
He's my realtor, like
Yeah.
whatever.
You got such a chill vibe about you. I remember like when I first called you, like it was on Zillow too.
Okay.
And I was like looking into different markets like Vegas,
Right.
Miami, Orlando. And then I think when I came upon you, you actually would tell me what I needed to know. Cause like I would ask people like in Vegas, like I'm looking for like short-term rentals or possibly long-term rentals. And then they were like, okay, well, what do you want in what area? I'm like, well, I don't live there. Yeah. So then you were able to kind of tell me that first time about like, okay, this is what these markets are like, some details about each one.
Yeah.
And then that way I can make like a better informed decision.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure, man.
I'm gonna go offline with this.
Okay. God.
I just thought all that was real good right there.
Uh-huh.
I just go for that if that one doesn't.
Mm.
I'm just a little nervous of it looking like that.
Like the first few that I did, I just put them out raw. Like I don't edit it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm starting to like have to go back just to make sure, like with higher profile people or people that have like a profession that they don't want to fuck it up. Yeah. Yeah. I guess continuing on. All right. Cool.
Abortion. Let's talk about abortion.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Early voting, man. That was awesome.
I bet you $5 I know who you voted for. Well, yeah. Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
I never do that, man. But
Mhm.
my partner, she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting a sign." I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
it's a household here. You
Yeah.
have your rights."
Yeah, I mean, the winning lifestyle on both sides. There's people that win that are supporting one person or the other.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to get too involved in politics, like, especially nowadays where, like, I try to be informed, but especially with social media, once you like one thing, it always shows you all the bad things of the other person. And then when I actually, like, look at it, it's like, yeah, we're not getting politics.
Dude, trust me. I mean, that's one of the great things about not being on social media right now for this election cycle. It's just like so much negativity that I'm avoiding.
Yeah.
I'm like bubbling myself, but
Yeah.
still just doing the same stuff. Just talking to people in my life, probably having more conversations on the phone than I was, before, bouncing off of social media and.
Yeah, and honestly, like they focus so much on the bad stuff, but relatively speaking, things get better over time anyways. So it's like how much worse could it be if one person's president or the other? Everything is still better than it used to be, but it's just at what pace, and some people feel like they win more.
Yeah, it's I agree with that. I would say, 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of deal. Obviously there's certain people that can be marginalized or prioritized depending on the candidate and what the candidate's constituents are, supporting and all that kind of stuff. So I think as a people, like to agree to disagree and to not get into all like the craziness of like all the extreme stuff and know that we're all just people trying our best to have a good life. And most people are, I would say, inherently good and they want the best for themselves, their families, and their friends and their community. So, it's obviously there's a lot of different ways to slice it, and just know that, look for the positive in people, man, and spread love and positivity. And it's going to be hard for it not to come back to you.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I think just some people, they just have like a guard up with like if they got fucked over before, because I I prepare for the worst, but I also expect like the best out of people, or not expect, but I hope for the best, because you spread out positive energy, you should get positive energy back, but some people out there just still are just hard to deal with.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I would say you, there's like the general rule, when you put good things out into the universe, good things
Yeah.
come back to you.
Yeah.
How's that always going to happen? Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
But the general scope, it's hard. It's hard to beat.
And then, yeah, and like what you were saying, like you did things the right way. I know, like last year, I think I was telling you about how I want to sell my townhouse. It appraised in value or it increased in value, and then you were telling me not to sell it yet. I don't know if you remember, because I was saying like, oh man, it went up in value. I could sell it. I could buy another house or maybe two. But since I had such a good rate on it, you were telling me to wait. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked a lot of people out of not buying, not selling. That's part of being a professional and, trying your best to put yourself in your client's shoes because, there's a lot of people that are out there just for like a quick sale, but I'm here for the long term. I don't want to be here to walk around the street. This guy is, I screwed this guy over.
Yeah. Well, it's like Orlando, I feel like it's a pretty big city, but you'll sometimes run into the same person a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go out that much anymore, but I ran into one of my title agents at early voting today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we
Okay.
caught up. I mean, I've been in Orlando since 03, so 21 years, and I feel like it's an easy place to live. I always tell people that.
Yes.
Except for the summertime when it's like oppressive heat, but that's why you gotta, find tropical paradises to.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
This is something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You ever go swimming in that lake?
Not really, man. We do some paddle boarding and stuff. So
Okay.
when we're paddle boarding, we'll jump in and cool off. Normally not like in the heat of summer because it's still kind of hot in there. But yeah, I mean, mostly when we're swimming, we're in the pool. Like in the winter time, it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
But I love that. Like after a run, like jumping in the pool, like it's like so refreshing.
Okay.
Gotta appreciate all the seasons of the pools.
Yeah, for sure.
In the wintertime, I jump in like to refresh myself because it's cold, almost like a cold plunge in a way,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do things like cold plunges too?
No, dude, that's as cold as I want it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've done like two. It's freezing.
Crazy.
I thought I'd last like 10 minutes like some people do,
Yeah.
but I'd last like 30 seconds. That's like my max for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like the half cold plunge. Like,
So, where are you from originally? You said you moved to Orlando like 20 years ago?
from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, I think you told me.
So my folks are still there. My pops passed away, but my most of my family is still in Ann Arbor, and I went to school at University of Delaware, and then after Delaware, came down here. Look at that.
Nice. Yeah, those balloons. I guess it's congratulating you for graduating. I don't even know
Yeah.
they would do that. That's crazy.
So you said you've been doing you were doing mortgages for like 20 years. Were you doing mortgages like during like the 2008 stuff?
That's when I got out. I started in the end of 03, and basically by 08, there was like hardly any business. So it was just like everything blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it affect Florida any differently than any other places? And if so, for what reason?
I'm not sure. I think it definitely affected us just as bad, if not worse, than a lot of places. There was a lot of like lending principles that were just not sound. People were doing stated income, stated asset, no income verification.
Right.
Basically just like throwing money at people. And yeah, there was just basically it was rampant. A lot of, poor lending, solutions for people that could afford something, but they were in maybe 2 years, what's it called? Like adjustable arm.
Yeah.
And so when it adjusted and the rates were a lot higher, they couldn't afford it anymore. Short sales and foreclosures. And that was a very crazy time, man.
Yeah. So
it was no fun.
You got out because of it or you got out before?
Basically both.
Okay.
I saw the writing on the wall. Our numbers were going lower and lower and couldn't really support it anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, time to find something else to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And as a realtor, you're kind of like freelance, right? Like you gotta take care of your own health insurance and all that stuff.
1099, yeah, sole proprietor kind of deal. So yeah, I mean, it's a commission based position.
Yeah.
I've been a commission based since out of college, basically. So 21 years. So it's challenging because you don't know exactly what you're gonna make on a monthly basis. So you just gotta try to budget. We're still working on that kind of stuff, but try to budget based on what you did last year and your projections on each quarter of
Yeah.
So it's easier said than done.
Takes a lot of grit to do that, like not knowing. But then also there's probably a lot of ups too, like when you make a couple sales in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you try to stay even. That's how I try to be in life in general. Just like celebrate, yes, but don't get too like giddy about it because then you kind of lose your focus about who's in front of me, who do I need to help now.
Yeah.
That's what it's really important. Like we just closed on our stuff and we're excited. That's awesome. And now it's time for me to get to work. Like what do I have? What's in front of me today? Who can help? And
Yeah.
like our motto in life and in business is help, love, inspire. And so
Yeah.
Okay.
that's like just like words that I've just kind of resonated with me in terms of what I want to be in life. And so it's either inspiring myself or inspiring others,
Yeah.
loving myself, loving the people that are around me and helping. Like that's very important to me to,
Yeah.
like I said, like have a career that's involved in that. So whenever I have those three words in my mind, when I'm doing that, I know that I'm going to be supported and the people around me are going to be doing well. So
Yeah.
So
it
yeah,
makes it more simple than worrying about numbers. And I just go back to that and then life is good.
Yeah.
yeah, and you do keep it simple. Like, and I've heard like a few different angles by which I'm starting to get a picture of like your philosophy, right? Is there any inspiration for that philosophy? Like, do you read books? Is there certain thinkers that you like, and where does that kind of like come from? And maybe there's like a major
Yeah.
motivational person in your life or something like that.
Yeah, man. That's a great question, sir. So I would say, man, I've had a lot of cool mentors and teachers in my life. My uncle is very like kind of like Zen, and a lot of his philosophies he's imparted on me. Byron Katie is a author. She has a book called Loving What Is, and basically just about like just trying to understand what the reality of the situation is
Mhm.
versus what could be, what might be in the future. So that's a great book. Let's see. Like I a lot of times I'll say nothing matters, and
Yeah.
that's kind of and it's kind of funny, but in a way it's true. I mean, we're just specks of dust in the universe, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, like it makes things. It's not like a negative thing.
Yeah.
It's like I even tell my daughter that, like, hey, just remember, nothing matters.
Right.
And it's like that because we can place such importance on these things in our life, and
Mhm.
like we're really if things are not that serious,
Yeah.
like just appreciate what we got, like create a new opportunity, create a new possibility because
Yeah.
none of this matters, and just focus on whatever it is you want at this moment.
So, are you Buddhist, by the way? Or I saw some Buddha stuff in.
There's a little guy over there.
Yeah.
I would say I don't subscribe or ascribe to any particular religion. I feel like everything is God, man. We're all God. This is all,
Yeah.
I think, the whole universe is connected.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
Get the whole not wanting to like identify as a Buddhist. I get that.
Oh, he used to be a Buddhist,
I used to be
actually.
a Buddhist. Yeah, I
Yeah.
proudly identify as a Buddhist. But
Okay.
yeah, but it's like you don't identify, but like at the same time, it's not like there's nothing you grab. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
so I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, are you a Democrat or Republican?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, like,
George Carlin once said he was like, I love people, loathe and hate the groups that they identify with.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. Because like we're Christians, so then we have like specific viewpoints on like what happens to us after we die,
Right.
with the specks of dust in the universe. But
No,
I'm hoping
Expects it does.
in the end, like there's a lot of similarities, and I think that's what makes some people winners too. You know, like helping people out, like building a good team around you. Because your team in Orlando is pretty much my team. Like you should introduce me to Nathaniel and Dale and Jim, all these people. So yeah, you got a really good team. They all like I hear great things. Like I asked my tenants too. I was like, hey, how's everything going? They're like, oh, Nathaniel's been on top of it. Like really good to have him.
Yeah, I love to hear that, man. Yeah, just try to like do your best and surround yourself with people that are trying their best, and then normally stuff works out. You know, obviously people make mistakes. You know, you try to clean up as fast as possible and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I take that, man. That's super cool. So is there a master plan? Like, is there a master goal at all? Like, so I know like you're speaking kind of about like, you know, being in the moment and kind of like letting things work out, but do you have some sort of goal or some sort of destination?
Yeah. Well, this past summer we purchased a home in Madeira, Portugal, and so one of the goals is to basically be kind of like dual citizenship, be a Portuguese, be in Portugal maybe half the year, be here half the year, do real estate in both places. Basically, when it gets too hot here, go to Portugal and spend some beautiful months, you know, in our home there. Madeira has basically the weather of San Diego. So it's like 60s and 70s basically all year round. So I would say
you've achieved that goal. So
I would say, you know, we're getting there by continental kind of lifestyle and just not being completely tied down to a specific location. And at the same time, like, I love it here. So just continuing to help people and, you know, like having fun.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you brought up that Portugal thing because I'm kind of like in a similar boat with Orlando because now I have two places here. I have more reason to come visit now. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to be coming more often because, yeah, there's like so much to do.
Breeze is nice, man. It's like beautiful out, shade.
Yeah, love it. Because in LA, everything is so fast paced. I feel like people are always like in a hurry to do something. Even in New Jersey too, or maybe it's just today's more of a chill day.
It's different. It's definitely gotten a little faster in Orlando in the last 20 years. Like it used to be a little bit more slower.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said it was like as
Yeah.
We actually drove all the way past Gainesville. We went
put some miles on that.
Yeah, on that Jeep. Yeah. I was interviewing the tree teepee guy, and it was nice because he's like got a whole different lifestyle, but he's so down to earth. This guy, he does things the right way too. I love talking to him because he has the southern accent, and it just sounds so wholesome. Like I could just listen to it all day, you know. You're saying you got a place in Portugal, and now you have a reason to go there like a couple times a year.
For sure, man. I mean, you know, my family really enjoys the summer vacation and trying to make it not spend a ton of money, you know, on these places. We were doing some home exchange stuff, which was kind of cool. I went to Montreal and French Pyrenees and Alicante, Spain this summer. So that was cool. And just the Portuguese lifestyle is very chill. Like people are very salt of the earth. Really hospitable, especially if you try to speak their language just a little bit. They really appreciate it. So we've been trying to learn Portuguese, and yeah, the island of Madeira is magical, man. It's like, you know, volcanic and just very lush. It kind of looks, especially in the north where we're at, it just looks like Hawaii. It's like the mountains just huge green
like obsidian,
just covered with, you know, amazing like fertile soil.
Like Hawaii, you said?
Yeah.
So is there like active volcanoes there?
No, they're dormant. They've been dormant for like 5,000 years.
Well, that's you say that, and then like as soon as you move there,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then it was like Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton, and then a volcano. You know, I was like afraid I wasn't able to make it this week too, because
our flights got canceled originally.
Did they?
Well, canceled them.
Yeah,
originally.
That is one good thing about Orlando. You're a little bit more insulated from the coast. I think actually one person that's they want to move from the coast is a new client that I'm working with. They're like, I'm done with being on the coast. Like it's not, and especially with like flood insurance and hurricane premiums going in.
Yeah.
That's the main concern too, is the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those surges.
Yep.
So I guess that's one positive aspect of Florida or of Orlando.
That'd be a little more inland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the land is kind of like closer to the water though, right?
A little bit, but not too much. You still got a good 30 miles or something.
I visited it today. It's super nice next to Stetson University.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got eyes on the ground. Like you're able to help me scope these places out.
Yeah, I mean, like Section 8 housing, there's positives and negatives. You have guaranteed rent.
Yeah.
And you also, when the area is not, they're not spending a lot of money, it's harder for appreciation to occur. It's one part of investing, right?
Right.
When I'm looking at investments for myself and my clients, I'm looking at where is something that looks like something that just blew up in terms of like Winter Garden. Like it's like got these old main streets that have these really cool architecture and these little coffee shops and stuff like that. Like where are places like that haven't just gone crazy through the roof?
Yeah.
Land is one of them. Land is a place that, especially because that you've got that university there, it's just so much upside, I feel. And going outside of like the Orlando bubble, because we're like Orlando is going to continue to grow. So any outlying area, suburb-ish, I think that there's a lot of upside for the future. So
that's kind of like with real estate, similar to like value investing in the sense of like looking at the kind of like the books of an area or whatever it is. I don't know what that even looks like. I'm sure you have a process. What I'm wondering is like, do you look at like leadership in a town too? Like, do you look at like how it's run and all these types of things?
to some degree, I haven't really gone that far into it in terms of like city council kind of stuff. What I do look at is infrastructure and proposed infrastructure, like they're building sidewalks or they're building parking lots or they're repaving the main street, that kind of stuff. Or I look at where new construction projects are, because new construction projects, they're very forward thinking in terms of buying land and then starting to build right when things are going to, be the most advantageous for them. So, DeLand, St. Cloud, or areas that have just received, turnpike like connectors.
Yeah.
So it's, the, commutes are starting to be better. That's all like very important.
Yeah, that makes
really
sense.
smart.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Do you do other types of investing as well, other than real estate?
Not really, man. I'm gonna start doing a little stuff because it's good to diversify, with like markets. I've always kind of like felt like for me, real estate is almost like insider trading. Like it's like legal insider trading, right? Because I'm here, I know it, I see it. So I feel like I have way more control over real estate.
Yeah.
Doing better than the average return kind of deal. I'm just trusting my financial advisor or something, and he's being sold or told what to sell or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I probably could have done really well in the market in the last few years, like everybody else did, if I had more. So I think it's good to be diversified, like they say.
Yeah.
Know where you're putting your money.
Yeah, and sometimes like be passionate about what it is that you're involved in. Like have kind of see things as like a canvas that you kind of work with and and passionate things that you believe in, things that you use, things that you like. Like kombucha.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's some good kombucha. Maybe give your buddy a shout out.
Yeah.
What's his
Farm Boy Produce.
Farm Boy Produce.
Yeah.
It is good kombucha.
Yeah, he's done
drink
really well. I mean, he's got a great following. So yeah, check him out. He's got lots of good flavors.
it.
So to your point about checking out like what's going on in the town, who's leading, I think with real estate versus like investing in the stock
Like a
market,
company or something.
yeah,
Right?
you have more control because you're actually the one that's improving the property,
Oh, I think that.
versus like, well, I think they should be doing this. I wish my guy was, they should be doing,
Yeah, that's
you're actually
way to
like,
put.
you're actually, you're like, I'm going to do like a deck here. That's
Yeah.
I know that's going to improve it by $5,000. I'm going to get better tenants.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a better, or like when you have like a vacancy in one of your triplexes, that's a time where you can have Nathaniel come in and, spend $5,000 or $10,000 on new flooring and some updated appliances.
Yeah.
That's like $200 or $300 more per month, over the long term, dude, that's like
Yeah.
easy.
Totally.
So
I was just talking to him today about it too. Like if they ever move out, I was saying we should just replace the electrical, like we were talking about. And or like this was like just a thought that fleeted in my mind. Like if they all move out, I can maybe turn it into a bar and then like a tiki bar right next to Stetson University. But then against your point, we should better the community rather.
well, yeah,
Just turn it into a liquor store.
I think that would be tough for to get that variance for that zoning.
Right, yeah, I don't think
Your zone, you have a great zoning, so you can have 3, income producing properties,
right.
and you could even potentially create more in that laundry room.
Yeah.
There's some space there. You can build out that third unit. And
Oh.
still have a laundry room. So
Yeah, super nice people. Like this will be on the B-roll, I guess. When I saw like some of their living spaces, one of them had like spelling bee award winner, and like, the daughter had like all these accolades and stuff.
yeah,
And seeing that like they're like some wholesome people. Like
Yeah.
the one at Seaview Drive too. Like you
Yeah.
can see they really keep it up really well.
uh-huh.
Way cleaner than my house. Yeah.
It's amazing, and they're basically paying your mortgage off for you, and
Yeah.
as your house goes up in value, they're very integral and part of that. So it's
Yeah.
an amazing thing.
There's some good people. Like I think on the video that you sent me, I saw the little girl like speaking Spanish to Nathaniel, and I was like, I wish I was there to be like, good job.
Yeah.
She's got like the spelling bee award winner and all this stuff. Even though I don't even know her, but I
Yeah.
was like, wow.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's cool that you
Like,
feel that way because, like, I don't know, I feel like people don't necessarily associate the idea of like a landlord with like somebody who's like, wow, like I'm so glad I'm helping these people in their lives,
Yeah.
and I would love to see their children succeed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. That's great.
And I love that.
Yeah. I think it was only after I went in person, because like on the video, I was like, oh, that's cute, like
Mhm.
speaking Spanish. But then when I went in, I was like, oh, like seeing the awards, I could see like she's working really hard and
Yeah.
like,
Single mom, trying to take care of 2 kids.
Yeah, that's massive.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she was very nice. I think that's Danielle in that one.
It was, yeah. She wasn't home at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I met everybody several times over there,
Yeah.
inspections and showings and all this,
Yeah, I remember.
Definitely.
I remember when Nathaniel was leaving, she was already a little frustrated, I could tell. And then as we were leaving, Nathaniel was like, all right, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then he was like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's got quite a sense of humor, because she was like giving us this look like, again, this guy's coming. It was just so funny because like I could tell she was like, wait, what? But she kind of lightened up at the end. She was
Seaview or at
at
the
Adele.
oh yeah, at that I was not wanting to go back there.
I know. I'm gonna bring my buddies next time.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, Chaz, my bad. You can have to sit in the car just
Yeah.
in case.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Let see.
But I'm glad he came too, because yeah, we had such a good time exploring Orlando last night.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Can't even lie.
Nice.
We met this rapper Molando. He's actually got some cool beats, and like
Yeah.
he came out with an album, and yeah, I feel like he's kind of an untapped market too, where like so he has like 50,000 followers. I feel like he should have way more. His music is on point.
Yeah, and it's kind of the thing with like cities that are on the come up too.
Mhm.
Every big city always had like those rappers that really like dominated that scene.
Right?
And so every like big city, especially like in the South, like there's always going to be like some guy who's trying to like take over that city. I don't know if it's because I don't know too much about the Orlando rap scene. Like it's kind of like that, and it looked like he had, a lot of like resources as far as that goes, and he's very like Orlando. Like everything he's doing is about Orlando.
Okay.
Like the first song project's called Magic, and his album's called Molando.
Yeah.
Stuff. So he seems very like like trying to put on for the city basically.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So his name is Mo, but his album's
I think
Mo.
Mo is
Yeah.
better.
Mo is better. Okay. Yeah, I called him Molando because I was like, I saw like Molando everywhere because his album came out.
Okay.
So like I told him like because I ran up to I was like talking to his brother and I was saying, hey, like we came in from LA and we really wanted to meet Molando. Not saying that we were there for him, but not really telling him everything. And he was like, oh shoot, that's dope. And then he goes over to Mo and it's like, yo, these two guys flew in from LA. Get you on his podcast. And then I talked to their manager, so we might even do like a podcast with them.
Okay.
But we fly out at 9, so
Yeah.
they kind of 3 hours to respond. But we got time. We fly out at 9, so we got like 5 hours. Plus, the airport is way better than LAX. I feel like traffic wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the executive airport too. They got the little planes coming forth, and then you basically straight shot here, 45 minutes to the international airport from here.
Okay.
Yeah. How's the helicopter rides here? I saw there's one for like $25.
Yeah.
You ever done that?
I actually did. We did it on our anniversary, like maybe like 8 years ago. We did one, and it was pretty cool. You go like around downtown and see everything and kind of Disney World area and stuff. So
okay, yeah, I would be down, but it's like is it $25?
I don't know. Should I just made this?
I would rather pay. I would want to pay a little bit more. Like, can you just make sure it's not a $25 worth helicopter ride? Yeah, yeah, it's a one-way trip. Like, how is it only $25 per person? Maybe it's like packed or something.
I don't know, man.
Helicopters.
Just did like a ultralight. You guys ever heard of those? They're like basically like go-karts with wings.
No way. So you fly still?
Yeah, you fly. We did that in the desert in Tucson, Arizona when I was like 17. It was just me and the pilot basically in this open air kind of thing. Really cool.
Wait, you just go till you get speed and you just take off?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
What? Cool. In a go-kart?
It's basically like a go-kart with wings, yeah.
Do you need to make sure it's like flight worthy and all that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna say. And then the driver was like handling everything. Right?
Yeah. We were tracking some coyote and stuff. It was pretty cool. You go up about maybe 1,000 feet or something.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So then, how do you usually spend your times here? Then as a realtor.
Well, I mean, this is my office, man. I mean, I have an office inside, and I'm working from home. I'd say, unless I'm at a listing or I'm showing properties, So, like I was telling you before, as a realtor, you're always working yet never working. It feels like, so it's a pretty good lifestyle as long as you can keep that balance and make sure that you're not always looking at your phone. Like I was telling you, I'm trying to minimize the amount of distractions and take back control over my day-to-day with taking social media off my phone and email notifications, and even people that are not on my in my contact list, they'll go to voicemail. So if it's something important about a listing or etc., someone will text or they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
So that way, I'm not always, a slave to this.
Yeah.
Making sure, so it's kind of cool. I've been doing it for about maybe a month, and I've definitely been reading a lot more books.
Yeah.
More engaged with my friends and family members. So I'm grateful for a little bit more clarity and presence.
Do you have any like spiritual like disciplines or practices that you?
I'd say the most spiritual thing that I do, man, is I'm in my plants. I feel like the most connected with everything is when I'm here. Like I'm always almost every day, gardening, like moving plants here or there, or doing whatever. And when I'm in here, like it just feels like I'm almost part of the earth.
Gardening is a holy occupation.
Dude, there's tons. I mean, that's definitely, I've spent a lot of money, but it gives me joy, man. Like just creating different, spots for different parts of the day, different sun. Like it's 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 enjoyable for me.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah. So you were doing some kind of videography stuff before
Yeah,
the podcast, or?
yeah. I think it was. We just named Help, Love, Inspire, and basically just if I found someone interesting, and especially if they're just starting their professional journey, if there's a way that I can shed a light on their business, who they are as a person.
Yeah.
Because like real estate, man, it's just like, it's almost like those billboards of like, lawyers, like they're too forward facing. Like
Yeah.
if I was going to do something marketing wise, I wanted to be shining light on other people.
Yeah.
Maybe indirectly people see this guy's not like all about himself, and I think that you could, spread light, spread other people's lights, and it shines back on you.
Yeah.
That's a breath of fresh air because I'm all about myself.
Yeah, right. I gotta hang out with this guy.
There's times that you gotta promote yourself too, and it's all good, and whatever fills you up at the end of the day,
Yeah.
makes you feel fulfilled and feel like you had a good day. I know that when I've even if I haven't like closed any business or written any contracts, if I've like troubleshooted, with somebody, or like figured out a solution for a
Troubleshot.
troubleshooted.
No, I literally have no idea. I'm really just giving you a hard time.
Let's say, sir, you're probably correct.
He's reading books though.
They'll be more studious.
Yeah.
I just picked up this, I don't know where that book was, like a Covenant of Water.
Yeah, I was looking at that. What is that?
Abraham Vergas, I think. He's really cool. He's like a MD, but he writes like fiction. So I just finished one of his books. Tennis Player was one book that was really cool, and it had about like nuances of tennis and about medicine.
Yeah.
And then I just read another one of his books, but
it's a novel though.
yeah.
Oh, that's also like
Yeah.
About tennis too?
No, this one's I don't even know what this one is about. But it's like 700 pages, so it's like,
Yeah.
like I would be like very intimidated by books like that before.
Yeah.
But now I realize if it's a good author and you get into it, it's like almost like a buddy.
Yeah.
And you're not like worried that it's almost about to end. You're going to actually have it for a little while.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You read all those books?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I read the first two, and
They
then
made the movies.
yeah, right. That is for you.
And then there's those people that come and they're like, no, but the books are better than the movies. I'm like, no, they're. Why do you think they made the movies?
You didn't even read the books, though. I mean, I read the first two; they were pretty good. But like after they hit like 1,000 pages per book, I was like, I don't have time for this. But I'm like careful with what I read now. I'm more like self-help and like help, love, inspire type books.
Sure.
I feel like that aligns more with the winning lifestyle. Like helping others, building a good team.
That's good, man. Yeah, I think I like stuff like that, and I think it's good to have a balance, because a lot of the help, the inspire, whatever the, motivational books, it can be so many concepts that you almost kind of haze after a while.
Yeah.
It's like you almost need to like take a break from, if you're going to be thinking about this philosophy, really got to give it time to kind of, I don't know, accumulate, or to make it make sense in your life, versus like going to another inspiring book, and then you're like what am I supposed to go, like maybe just have like one focus for the day, and then have like another book that's just like about whatever it is. But it could be like this guy Abraham, like you could tell he's like a very thoughtful, care, you know, he cares a lot about the people that are in his life through his book. You can tell like this guy is cool, and in a way it just kind of like it's cool reading that, and almost becomes part of like who you are in a way,
That's really cool.
even if it's just a fiction, you know.
Yeah. And the ideas he has, he kind of is able to just speak on it for a while rather than jumping idea to idea to idea.
I think it's like a theme, like the general feeling of what they're talking about. Like this guy was the last one I read was he started off in India, and then he went to Ethiopia, and these melding of characters that didn't have fathers, and um, just like people coming up and against all odds, and
Yeah.
always just doing what was right, and that ends up kind of working out for them, like
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good life
So,
lessons.
is there anything in your life that like tempts your frustration?
Man, yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, business can be very frustrating at times, finding that balance, like when you don't have as many closings coming up as you would hope for, but you still have the same amount of expenses. Like, how do you, how do you manage that? Family, like, in interpersonal conflicts with my partner and with my daughter. My daughter is preteen, she's 11 years old, like trying to stay patient and like loving in the face of like, I hate you, stuff like that, but I mean, she's great, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
she's been amazing, and just, I mean, life in general, man. It's like, yeah. And then like I said, with uh, screen time, like just so many things that are built to make you not put it down, so that's been, even taking social media out,
Yeah.
still there's so much on the phone. Like, I've been erasing apps and stuff,
Yeah.
so much that's there to keep you and bring you back and all this kind of stuff. So I think those things, and any type of subscriptions, try to get rid of subscriptions, because that's where they can get you on, all that money just coming out of your bank account every month, those kind of things. Like, in this digital age where humans are not really built to cope, like they're computerizing, all these things, and we're not, computers are smarter than us already, like we have to be able to, in a way, like fight back and be at least aware, and like get a little bit more analog, I think.
So, how do you personally fight back?
Read books, play tennis, be with my people, be in physical um spaces with my friends versus in my phone, and go for runs,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I dig that.
Befriend the cat, because the cats know things we don't know too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Train a cat to be like a dog.
Yeah.
Just
I
walk
mean,
it.
cats are perfectly fun.
I know, I'm just kidding.
That's Albus, right?
Yeah, that's Elvis.
Albus Dumbledore, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he like transforms right into Dumbledore.
Yeah. I think that's McGonagall.
No, it wasn't.
It is, yeah. So you gotta read the books, man. I'm not telling you. In the movies, they might have got it wrong. I don't
It
know.
doesn't ingrain itself because
So how about you guys? How do you guys find balance?
balance.
I like to work out. Like I used to work out like 4 times a week, and then I kind of cut it down to 1 to 2. And I think that was a better balance for me too, because like I like to read as well.
Okay.
And every time I went to the gym, it was like the same stuff every time, like squat, bench.
Right.
What else is new? Like, and then I was thinking, like, if I just eat healthy and work out twice a week, do my runs and volleyball, then that should be perfectly fine,
Yeah.
So I like reading, because for me, I've had no problem like trying to get physically active, but mentally active, like I've been kind of getting better at. In fact, as my physical energy goes down, I feel like my mental energy is actually increasing.
Okay.
So I've been
Okay.
kind of doing the podcast thing, and then investing in real estate, and then kind of playing it by ear. And what about you?
Balance. I don't think that I really have the capacity to find balance myself. So I think
Having a good community helps.
I don't know, like even still, like sometimes there's more stresses. I feel like everything I do to try to get balance makes things more imbalanced.
Really?
Yeah, so I feel like the thing that I'm not sure if I'm capable of getting balance, but I feel like there is a way to become stronger through the fluctuations
Mm.
so that you're more you're rooted in a deeper sense of okayness,
Mm-hmm.
even though there might be a freaking hurricane coming over you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah, my mom was always a big proponent of like not getting too high or too low. Celebrating stuff, but it's okay. Like let's focus on, more the middle ground, that way because you can't sustain, like party, and you crash, right?
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, maybe like have a beer or two and then go read a book or, have dinner with your family. Like being at my age now is like, it's pretty cool in a way because there's not as much that hook that there used to be, like to go out, to go downtown and party, and it's a lot easier. I think that's one of the best things about getting older. It's a little bit easier to find those people like, yo man, come on, just one drink. Then you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shoot, I don't think I'm gonna make it to that meeting tomorrow.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. I just know, like, at least in my life, like, I've had moments of just very, very beautiful, like, love and joy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two favorite emotions. Like, I love feeling love and joy.
Yeah.
And when I don't have them, I want them. And so my goal is ultimately, if I'm feeling love and joy, I don't even have to be at, like, let's say I had a goal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be at that goal because the love and the joy knows that it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm happy in that moment as I'm getting there. It's as if I already have it. So it's like that. So the love and the joy is really the goal when it comes down to it. And then my question for myself is pretty much my entire life, how can I make that love and joy grow, expand, maintain, and sustain?
Yeah,
Good,
man.
Biggest thing.
Yeah, I think for me, like the joy comes from balance, and it comes from the things that I know that I'm passionate about in life, which is helping others and doing things that are inspiring to myself and being around people that inspire me. We gravitate towards people that are, doing similar stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Or greater, hopefully.
or, just people that are going to support each other and cheer on each other. It's obviously like, it's a very human trait to be jealous, and it's okay to, feel those feelings sometimes and know that that's not you. That's just a feeling, and who you are as a person is someone that, wants the best for people, wants everyone to succeed. Like, let's all win, and put yourself in those situations where you can help so many people. And if you help so many people, that joy and that love and that inspiration is just coming right back to you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Just life in general.
Yeah.
I think that, man, for sure.
You know how you were saying like you had to quit social media and stuff? We actually quit alcohol. We're on a 75-day hard.
Oh,
Yeah. So when we were saying we went out to the bars and stuff yesterday, we didn't drink at all. Yeah. We
Amazing, man.
took scooters and we like kind of like went around the city.
Okay.
And yeah, but it's been tough too because like a lot of times we went to like a friend's birthday party last week.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking. They're right there. And they're like, "Hey, do you want one?" I'm like, "I do, but I can't."
Especially like, I don't know how old you guys are, like in your late 20s or early 30s or
30.
So like, yeah, that's more prevalent. Like, you can't take a break, I did that for a couple months. Started this year. I think for the first like 70 days or something like of this year, that was really helpful. Yeah, that's a great way to try to get that balance back. And then also like all like the demons of like the things that you're drinking to avoid handling or
Well-
thinking about and stuff.
Which only just exacerbate when you do so.
But it's helpful. I mean, it's a great. That's pretty awesome. My dad died of alcohol, so
Yeah, I feel that.
so like, yeah, it's always been something for me that I've
Like-
been very aware.
Like how died from alcohol?
Oh,
Right.
just liver and kidney failure. Yeah.
Sorry
Oh,
about that.
no, it's okay, man. Appreciate it. I was able to have him in my life for 26 years, and I said at his funeral, like I definitely, feel very fortunate about that, and that I want to live my life to make him proud, and I feel like he's with me here today. So
Yeah, I love that.
Are you an only child or?
I have one sister. She's 4 years older. She lives in Ann Arbor. She's a high school teacher. She teaches French and history. I got two nephews out there, Huxley and Remy. They're in Ann Arbor, and they actually met us in Montreal last summer, and they met us in France and Spain this summer, and
Nice.
they're gonna meet us in Portugal next summer.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's good to like always meet up with family, and now you got the place in Portugal too. That is so cool.
You guys got to come check it out sometime, man.
You think so?
Absolutely, you'd love it. It's
Dude.
amazing. It's an amazing island.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, congrats. I mean, that's
Congrats.
super dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, next trip's on you, right?
The place, it's pretty cheap. It's like $100 a night basically. So it's very affordable.
Yeah.
It's really just the flights, probably.
Yeah.
Well, at least
Yeah.
different.
And like the cost of living there is definitely more affordable too. So once you get there, the flight, offsets a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, that is so cool. Like visiting new places, meeting new people. Like last night we like I was telling you, we went all the way to Gainesville, interviewed that one guy, came back, and then we were like, oh shoot, we could stay in and then have a big day
And we were
the next day.
So it was like,
Yeah, and we flew Spirit too. It was a war zone. I don't know if I should cut this out. I'll blur out Spirit, I guess. Like we flew a red eye, and it was like a 3-hour leg and another 3-hour leg. We woke up in like Texas, I think, and then we had to go on to the
we
next
woke
leg.
up just somewhere in the middle of Texas by the end of the road. It was crazy.
My leg was sore for some reason. This leg wasn't worse.
Top off.
I
What was I gonna say? My kidney was gone.
Dude, it felt like a fever dream. And then we woke up at like 6 a.m. again just to get the rental car and drive straight there. So, but yeah, we went out anyways, and it was so dope. We met a lot of people from Orlando.
Yeah, it was cool.
People like, yeah, like how you describe people from Portugal. I felt like that was the way people are in Orlando compared to like where we're from in LA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to link
Talk
up
to
with people
people.
versus LA, right?
Yeah. I mean, LA was
Great
cool.
too.
Yeah.
Great too.
Cool
But
people.
it was a good like change, like for sure.
Yeah.
We have a certain type of crowd that we hang out with at LA, and
Yeah.
so trying to branch out for real.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good to get into the local music scene too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I wish we could spend a couple more days because like we went to like a bunch of places. But like it kind of died down at like 1 a.m. It's a Wednesday night, so then
Yeah.
we were like, we'll call it. But I still had a little bit more energy to like explore. Part of it is because we didn't drink, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Drake,
too.
I'm like,
that too.
yeah, I'm tired, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
yeah, get the most out of this. And I remember everything too, so
That's the plot.
even better. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes when I'm not drinking, I want to do something else, like to take up that, like whether it be in the hookah, because they have hookah lounges, or cigar, which I got one because I had to celebrate that the new property.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a celebratory cigar.
Nice.
But yeah, it's definitely hard at times, but going through it with other people that are doing it too,
Yeah.
definitely helps, you know.
So do you have like a certain amount of days that you trying to make?
Yeah, I think he said it was like 75 at first, but then for some reason I had the idea in my head that it was 45
Yeah.
with a possible renewal for 30 more.
Yeah, you just made those terms up. Wait, I think I heard it's 35 plus 40.
You got 75 so far into it, or
I'm like,
Like-
we're 20 maybe?
No, it's like probably we're coming like 20.
24
Okay.
probably.
Wait, maybe less.
December
No, I
20th.
gotta count it. I know the day though.
Yeah, December 20th or November 20th, based on like if we're going by 35 Yeah, so then we got some ways to go. It's sometimes harder than others, or sometimes harder than other times. But
Well, there's trace amounts in that kombucha, so you guys
no, we gotta start on day zero.
start again.
Is there actually alcohol? Oh, really?
Coochie.
It's not gonna.
I mean,
Less than
great.
0.5%.
Yeah.
So
There's
there's
more
caffeine.
alcohol in orange juice.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
caffeine also, but trace amounts.
you're saying there's more in orange juice, 0.5%?
Yeah, there's 0.7% alcohol in orange juice. There's 0.5 in kombucha.
No,
Orange?
in orange juice.
What kind of orange juice? Like Minute Maid orange juice?
Any orange juice.
Okay, like Mike orange juice.
Apple juice is up there too, like 0.7%.
Oh shoot, I did not know that. I can't even taste it. Yeah, I guess because the fruit ferments or something.
Yeah, so maybe if it's been.
yeah.
There was one time I had orange juice and I drank it. I'm like, this tastes like vodka.
But
I don't know why. It was like
everybody else's apple juice is 0%. Is that 1%?
it was the apple juice that tasted like vodka.
Damn.
It was weird.
It's, back in the day when you were in New York, right? They had a clown you on there.
No, that was out here.
Yeah, that was out here.
In
All
LA.
right, cool. Something related to a winning lifestyle.
Your message to your younger self.
Just advice to my younger self, or what I would say is, you're doing a great job, man.
Yeah.
Just do exactly as you're doing. Stay passionate. Have some grace for yourself and forgive easy. Just continue to go for what you enjoy. Life is awesome. Enjoy yourself. You're doing great.
Love that. Yeah.
It sounds
That's
like you're
winning
happy
lifestyle.
where you are. So that's good.
Yeah.
Like that.
That is a true winning lifestyle right there.
Cool, man.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, man. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Dude, this was dope.
Thank you guys for coming, man.
Sure.
Yes, sir. You bought this thing.